Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be building a list using Din Djarin and Grogu. I know I've talked about how I don't think Grogu is the best option for Din Djarin because he wants to be so close to the action, putting the child in harm's way, but I figured let's go ahead and try and see if I can find a way to make it work. Din Djarin is coming out pretty soon. Next month, we're going to have him in hand, and it's going to be very, very exciting. So if you guys are excited for The Mandalorian showing up in Star Wars Legion, let me know in the comments section. Also, we are still doing that $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. Also, huge thanks to today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle, amazing full metal tokens. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. These are compatible with Star Wars Legion. They also have tokens compatible with X-Wing, Arkham Horror, L5R, Keyforge, you name it. They're double-sided. They're gorgeous. You're going to love them. Check them out. Use code Crabbok VIP. You're going to save 15% off your order. Orders that use that code of $35 or more are going to also get a free lightsaber nunchuck Crabbok token thrown in to their order for free. So check them out, luxuryplaystyle.com. You're going to love them. All right, so Din Djarin today, we're going to be using this dude. We're going to be using Tabletop Admiral, and we're going to kind of put him into a list. Look, I love it, right? I think he's fun. I think he's a really cool character. I don't think Grogu is the best thing on him, but we're gonna build him out with Grogu, and one of the ways we're gonna do that, I'm gonna put Din Djarin over here. I'll be putting a link to this list down in the description below. If you guys haven't already checked out Tabletop Admiral, it's a fantastic Legion list building website. You can build all sorts of lists over there. But we're gonna put Din Djarin over here, and I figured, if I'm gonna have Grogu on him, I'm gonna add him down here. 17 points is not cheap, right? Grogu he can do bad things to enemies. He can help you maybe close in on your bounty. He can heal you, but he can heal somebody else too. And you know who else might get shot a lot that could also help protect Grogu? Luke Skywalker himself. Let's put Jedi Luke on there. Now this is an expensive core to this list. We're definitely starting out expensive this way with both Luke and Din Djarin out there, but I think this is also a thematic way to run things. We're going to have Jedi Luke out here. We're going to have Grogu. You can't put Grogu on Jedi Luke, at least not yet. Maybe someday they'll come up with a way for you to do that, but I think it makes more sense for Din to have the child and for Luke to be kind of accompanying them. This way, we can do a lot of things. Grogu can potentially heal Luke, and Luke can potentially have some tricks of his own. So what we're going to do is I'm going to build out these characters first. I'm going to build Luke first. And we're going to give him, of course, he's going to need Force Push, as Jedi often do. But I want him to protect Din and Grogu a little bit. And one of the things we're going to do there is we're going to give him Force Barrier. Force Barrier is a great thing to put on here. Just wipe out 2 hits that are coming in to Mando, or even a critical. It's a nice way to potentially stop a sniper shot. Oh, I've got Pierce 1 crit, blah blah blah. Hey, you know what? I know you got Beskar armor, but let's just go ahead and stop it right away. So I like Force Barrier. We're gonna put that one on there. I feel like it's a little bit thematic. Also, it could definitely work. And then I also want to put the Jedi Mind Trick on Luke here. Now, you can totally change this up and go with Burst of Speed instead, or Reflexes. I'm not going to do Reflexes for a couple of reasons. So Luke has so many cards that give him dodge tokens, and I'm going to also start off, I'm going to have an officer where that's going to run Vigilance as well. So in this case, I'm going for Jedi Mind Trick. It works actually particularly well with one of Luke's command cards also, and that's one of the reasons that I like to have it. It's fun as well, and I think fun is, you can't put a price on fun. Well, yeah, you can. It's 5 points. There it is. All right, so we've got Luke Skywalker fully built. Tenacity, of course, is going to help him roll a massive amount of dice. He'll be rolling 7 black and 1 red when he melees. Now, I know Luke having 7 black dice means he could do a saber throw for 4 black, considering he has Surge to crit already. That's not bad. But I decided I want him to focus on melee. He does have charge. He doesn't have relentless, so saber throwing for him is a little more difficult, right? So that's where we are at right now. All right, so that's it for Luke Skywalker. He's for Din Djarin is going to have quite a few upgrades as well. So Din is going to want some aim tokens. He's going to start off with an aim. He has tactical 1 already. I like all of that stuff, but I want him to have lots of aims. So I'm going to give him offensive push, I'm going to give him Hunter. I just want to make sure he's... because this way he's independent. He can take the dodge now if he wants to. But yeah, so it's... I'm going to give him also a couple of other things. We're going to give him the... now, there's a choice. The Beskar Spear is a pretty good one. I kind of like the Beskar Spear. But I also kind of like the Amban Rifle. They both kind of work. But I'm going to go with the Amban Rifle in this case. I think the Beskar Spear works a little bit better, but it's so much more expensive, and it doesn't leave me room to do the things I want to do. Now, you can totally change this up. I think the Spear works a little better for what I want him to do. And so if you want to cut points out of this list to give him the Spear, you can do that. But I am going to be putting a couple of other things on him. I'm going to give him the Emergency Transponder. I'm going to also give him his jetpack, because I think the jetpack, it's so expensive, but I think I think he needs to have it, especially to keep up with Luke, right? Or to hang back maybe at the beginning and then kind of catch up to Luke, let Luke kind of clear the way, then go up and kind of heal him out a little bit. I kind of dig all of those things. So that's where we're at with Din Djarin. We've got the Amban Rifle, we've got Grogu, we've got offensive push. And, instead of Hunter, actually, I think I have enough aims. I'm going to put Tenacity for those. I'll almost certainly get wounded here, and Tenacity is going to give me that extra die on melee attacks, and that's going to be pretty important. I think we got two black there. We've got 3 black with the Amban Rifle. There it is, and then so that'll give me 6 dice for melee. We got Search the Crit already on there. This also makes us suppressive and immobilized too. So I'm liking everything that's here. All right. We're going to move on to some of the rest of our list at this point. We've got a lot going on right now, though. But Luke and Din can move together. They can bounty hunt together. Luke is kind of like assisting in the bounty because he knows it's a just bounty. Like, we've got to bring down Vader, and if you're going to take down my father, I'm going with you. So that's kind of the idea here. We're going to add some core. We'll start off with some Rebel Veterans. I definitely like the Rebel Veterans, always have. They're just a solid unit. I'm going to go kind of with a standard build, which is going to be a CMO 93. I'm going to add the comms technician. The comms technician allows me to add an HQ uplink. So that's what we're going to run there, and that's going to open up the Mark II. So we'll put the Mark II out there. And now all of a sudden we can activate ourselves and then shoot a token over to the Mark II for fire support options, which is always super groovy. And fire support works well in bounty as well. In case Din does need to shoot, he can now get some fire support in there as well. So that's always a good option. Plus, I mean, he's going to want those aims, right? He can do that long shot. He can now do a range 3 shot and then lethal. If he's got to do it, he's got fire support. Lots of extra reasons for him to have, like, he can take the independent aim, he can move, tactical 1, pop offensive push. Also, all of a sudden, you got 3 aim tokens. You can now long shot 1, lethal 1, and still re-roll 2 dice. Like, that's pretty cool. You might not need to do all of that, but I like it. I like it. If he's got to take the shot, he's got to take the shot. All right, so let's move on. I did add 2 core so far, but I'm going to need another core at least. So I'm going to add another unit of Rebel Veterans in this case. And there's a bunch of veterans escorting Luke. Like Luke's not running around with like some brand new recruits. He's taken like some of the finest and the best. They know he's the hero of the Rebels, and he's met this new foundling. So maybe these are like guards for the Jedi Temple, right? Maybe that's what's going on. Or maybe they're escorting him to Coruscant. They stopped to pick up Din and Grogu and said, hey, hold on a second, we got to do some crazy stuff. So Rebel Veterans, these guys are going to be built a little different. I'm not going to have the points to put the heavy weapon on there. So these guys are going to just kind of be there for some extra fire support. They are going to have the comm technician, and they are going to have HQ uplink, and that's going to allow for another, let's find it, another Mark II. All right, so we're going to have 2 Mark II medium blaster troopers. We're going to have 2 Rebel Veterans, one with the CMO 93, one without. So that one might go a little bit farther forward. And that gives us room for some pretty fun stuff that I want to do. I want to do some anti-vehicle stuff. There's a lot more armor showing up in the game lately. ATRT is a solid option because it does have Surge to Crit. And a lot of times people run the Rotary Blaster, which is a great option. In this case, I'm going to go with the laser cannon. It's 3 dice, impact 3, so it's just a nice solid way to consistently put 3 damage into enemy armor. Also, it's a range 4 weapon. I think there's a lot to say for that. Just a range 4 weapon. This list doesn't have that much long range stuff, and so because the bulk of this list is Luke and Din wanting to close into close range, into melee. My Rebel veterans have kind of the range 3 covered, but these guys give me that range 4 capability, and I'll have enough points in here to add 2 of those, which is a really, really nice thing. Now, you're probably saying, hey, this list looks great, but you don't have a commander. So I got to scroll up. We're going to add a Rebel officer in this case. We have just enough points. I want to give him vigilance. That's going to also help Luke out. So he'll kind of move up a little bit. He'll kind of be in the in-between. If he dies, no problem. I can totally make Luke my leader if that happens. So I'm not super worried about losing the Rebel officer. He is there just to kind of get things going, get this show started, help Luke save a couple of dodge tokens, and give my opponent some difficult choices to make. And we're at 799. So that's 9 activations. It's not. It's a respectable amount of activations, but it's not as many as the Rebels usually get. And large part of that is because I'm running 2 very, very expensive characters, 224 for Luke and 159 for Din. So that's quite a bit. Let's look at commands, because this is where it gets a little tricky. Luke, like a lot of times, you want to run all of Luke's cards. A lot of times, I just want to run all of Luke's cards. And I think my opponent's going to be expecting that. So there's going to be some important Luke Skywalker cards that I'm going to omit for Din Djarin, right? So I'm going to start off with You Serve Your Master Well. Love, love, love this card. It works into so many of the battle cards. But I think it's great. I think it's a really fun card, and I think it's kind of flexible with this particular way that I've built Luke, so I think that's going to work very well in this build. And I'm not going to run Son of Skywalker, just because since I have 2 different heavy melee guys, I don't think I'll really find myself in a position to heavily take advantage of this card. I think by the time Luke runs in to thwack somebody, he might not want to totally thwack them. He might want to soften them up enough for Din Djarin to come and get the bounty. Or maybe Din Djarin already got them, and then Luke comes in to thwack them, and he doesn't, and then they're already done. I mean, he's got tenacity on him already. Like, if Luke can't get it done, then who a second swing mine isn't going to get it done. I don't know. Maybe it would. But I think Son of Skywalker is one we can skip for this one, because this is the way it's going to work a little bit better for Din. It's like, this is maybe overkill, and I think this one brings Din right up to where he wants to be. It's going to give him that dodge, and he's going to gain Relentless. Relentless is going to be really good for Din on this in this build. Trying to do that bounty thing. I think it's, especially with the jetpack. Speed 3 Relentless is just really, really cool. All right, so that's our 1 pips. Our 2 pips, we've got some interesting ones. We are going to go with, I love Full of Surprises, especially if Luke starts going out first. If he kind of moves a little bit farther out at the beginning and gets, if he finds himself in a dangerous spot, this is a way for him to kind of jump into the middle and really survive despite all odds. I've seen this card do just crazy good things, and I like it. I'm going to go with the hand thing for Grogu. I like this one. It's also a really cool one to have if somebody's attacking Luke, and Luke maybe doesn't have a dodge token. All of a sudden, you can be like, nope, you get it. It's of course, it obviously works well enough for Din Djarin, but I think this is a cool card, and I want to be able to play it. So that's going in the build as well. We have 3 pips. We are going to go with Whistling Birds. Great card. Love this card. Super fun. That's there. And then for our 3rd pip, we've got either Return of the Jedi or I Am a Jedi. They're both good. I mean, I Am a Jedi could really work in this build, but I think I like Return of the Jedi a little bit more. I think it's a little more flexible because I Am a Jedi only issues the 1 order, and I have a little bit of diversity in this one. And this is just another one to give Luke a dodge token also, and then removing suppression tokens can can always be helpful. So I'm going to go with this one, but I don't think there's really a wrong answer. I mean, like, all of these cards are good. I feel like this is the ones that are going to serve this list slightly better. It's definitely the possibility that I Am a Jedi could be better because it's going to stop somebody from performing attacks, but it doesn't stop Din Djarin. You know what? No, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's get rid of Return of the Jedi. Let's bring I Am a Jedi in there. I talked myself into it. I had every intention of going with Return of the Jedi. Let me know down in the comments which one you think is the better 3-pip to add. If you already got to go with Whistling Birds, maybe this is the way to do it. Like maybe that's the order, right? Maybe Din Djarin comes in first. Like he plays Whistling Birds, and maybe he moves in last, and then the next turn, Luke comes in, and and when he's issued an order, right? It's like oh, you thought you guys were gonna kill Din Djarin this turn? You're not. You guys can't perform attacks, but Din Djarin can finish you off and collect that bounty right now. I think that's amazing. And I could see that being something that they say if they do more Luke in The Mandalorian. I would love for there to be a thing where he stops and he goes, "I'm a Jedi," and Din Djarin goes, "I'm not," boom, and shoots him right in the head. That'd be great. All right, so that's the plan. Speaking of plans, let's move on to the battle plans to finish out the list. We're gonna go with key positions. I think that one's good for this list. Sabotage moisture evaporators. Again, we know where they're gonna be. We can move our characters in there and take over enemy positions. Hostage exchange, we got force push, right? So let's push their hostages back towards us and intercept the transmissions. We got some speedy folks. We might be able to get there first. I always like that one. Deployments, I like major offensive is one of my favorites. I like battle lines, also one of my favorites. I like danger close for this one because we're going to have, I'd love to have Luke kind of close to the enemy forces if possible. And we'll put advanced positions on there too to let us scout around just a little bit more. I like that one quite a bit. All right, I'm going to start off with Supply Drop, my favorite of all time. It's maybe the most fun and like the best condition card to ever come to this game. Maybe the best battle card, period. It's just so much fun. I'm going to do limited visibility, even though I do have some stuff. Actually, hold on a second. This is part of this too. The Amban rifle, right? The Amban rifle is not an attack. So we can do limited visibility. I can still shoot with the Amban rifle and like through the fog, and they can perform ranged attack, right? I don't know. I that may be errata to where it doesn't work, but either way, I'm generally not super long range. I do have a little bit of range for stuff, but I don't want to get my big characters sniped on the first turn, so I still like limited visibility either way. I'll have to look that up to see if Din Djarin can actually shoot on turn 1 with the Amban rifle at limited visibility. I have a feeling that might be an FAQ thing. So we'll look into that. In the meantime, let's move on. Clear conditions is always a safe one for me also. I don't mind that one. And then minefields, I think that could work. That could be a real fun one with Luke force pushing somebody into a mine. I think that could be a really fun thing to happen. I always love when you get those excellent and fun situations like that. Plus, it's not only is it going to be work with force push, but it could also work with you serve your master well. It could potentially. All right, that is going to do it for this particular build video. I want to hear what you guys think. I'll put a link to this list in the description below. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Also, I want to do a huge shout out to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this channel possible. So thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Always wash your socks. Goodbye there.